Yo, welcome to the Man-Cave. Drown they legends. WNBA news. We about to ring the bell. Leave Diggy, coach, yeah, we got the scoop. On and off the court, watch the power move. Yeah. From the hardwood glory to the locker room chats. We cover it all, ain't no need for no stats. Whoa. Sipping on knowledge, pouring out the truth. Supporting the queens who brings the fire, that's the proof. So sit back, turn it up, let the stories unfold. Yeah, WNBA, we bring the heat, the future's bold. In the Man-Cave where the legends collide. Leaf Diggy and Coach Ed got that East Coast pride. What? WNBA vibes, we breaking it down. From the game to the grind, let's wear that crown. Yeah. Stay tuned in, we keeping it real. The stories of strength and the heart that you feel. Hey. Dishing out knowledge like assists we aim. Whoa. In the Man-Cave where we elevating the game. Okay. So grab your seat, let the action ignite. Yeah, WNBA would bring you the light. Keep it tight.
What's going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning in to another WNBA She Got Game, episode number 30. We're here today, me and Cave. I know we said last week we weren't going to do anything, but hey, some things happened, and that's why we're here talking the W with you guys. So really excited to go in and talk about what we got, what's going on in the W, in and around women's basketball overall. So, but before we do that, my brother Cave, how you doing, bro?
Man, I'm doing great, man. Just doing great on this dreary, rainy day down here in the A, man. Talking WNBA, man. Like you said, man. Hey, we thought we was gonna be we're gonna be consistent with this with the WNBA news and stuff like that. Anytime something pops up, it happens, and hey, got a little bit of news, so that's why we're here to talk the WNBA, man, and give some love, show some love. You know how it goes, man. Always great to talk about the ladies and talk about the ever-changing stuff going on around the WNBA and the competition.
Exactly. So excited to get into that and talk about what's going on. So make sure everybody, thank you all for tuning in, being here with us, rocking with us, man. You guys are all appreciated, man. Thank you as always. Make sure you guys hit the like button for the Hardcore, the Aboriginal Sports Network, Man-Cave, Leaf Diggy, Coach Ed Sports. All that information is in the description. Make sure you get notified. Comment. Make sure you engage in the conversation. We also want to know, because you're part of this family just like we are, and sharing all your social media platforms so we can continue to grow this. So tapping into the chat. What's up, Gregor, man? Thanks for tapping in, man. Appreciate you. Mosley, man, thanks for being here and really appreciate you.
Mosley, what's good, bro?
So,
John Gregor, what's up?
Let's just get right into it, man. We're going to start with the CBA news. There's, things that have been going on, because they're in that collective bargaining situation. Right now, they had the extension that was supposed to be, or hopefully it was supposed to be solidified by last month in October, but they extended it 30 days. So, right now it's in that window. Now there was an offer that was made. Now normally within the WNBA, the most players were making was like $240,000. On the low end, you're running roughly about $60,000. So, but with the new offer from the league, the high-end players can make up to $1.1 million, and on the league minimum, they will be making around $220,000. Now, it's saying the average would be about $460,000, so that is an increase. I will definitely say that. So, let's dive into that part first, Dave. What's your thoughts about the league's offer overall? What do you think about the league's offer?
Man, the league offer, like I said, man, they I think they just grasping for straws right now because they just trying to scramble to see what's going to happen, man. But these other leagues are coming at them tough, man, and the players are not impressed, man. The players is not impressed because, like I said, I think it's up to $1 million, 1.1 million. It's not starting around 1.1 million.
No, it's up to, yes.
Right. So it's not like it's just like boom, boom, boom. Like, this is what you're going to get on. Now it's like what, 200,000, 400,000, something like that, then go up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and it's the maximum salary right here is
Mm-hmm.
$1.1 million. So, that's the most they can make. And then the league
Coach,
minimum.
you see the private jet. Yeah, right. You're right. The league minimum, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Mm-hmm,
that's what I'm saying. They
mm-hmm,
can make that, but it's like, yo, these players are seeing what they're getting around them other leagues and stuff like that, man. They probably just like, yo, nah, y'all gonna have to come up with more, man. Y'all gotta stop playing with us. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta stop playing with us. You know what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying? Y'all
mm-hmm,
gotta
mm-hmm.
stop playing. And that's what it is, man. It's like, and they not duped because they know how the games are. They know the popularity of the game and what's going on behind the scenes and the money that's being made and stuff like that. Compared to we, the average fans, don't be knowing a lot of it. We could see
Mm-hmm.
some of it, but we don't know. The players know, so they like, nah, you got to come up off of that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So hey,
Mm-hmm.
I'm with the
Mm-hmm.
players, man, because hey, at the end of the day, that's what makes the league is the players, man. You can't have a league without players.
No, exactly. So, which was going into the next subject about the players, not being, happy with it. And I understand, I mean, like you said, there's competition out there. So, um, there's new leagues. I mean, there's new leagues coming out. You have the Unrivaled where players can make more money. So, um,
Mm-hmm.
right now, like here it is. The league minimum was $66,000, and the supermax was 249,000.
Mm.
So yes, the money is increasing. But I also know that, and I've read on another article that, here it is. Players do not want a fixed salary system, and they want one based more directly on revenue, such as in the NBA, where the salary cap is determined by the basketball related income
Mm.
for. So, um, and you know what? That's fair. That's really fair, because look, they're professionals, just like, and we talk about it all the time, Dave. They're the sisters of the NBA. Well, then, if they're the sisters, shouldn't their salaries be reflective of that? So
And
if that's what the players are getting, then in terms of what their money, I'm not saying the dollars, but
mm-hmm.
the bottom line is the system. You know,
Right.
if you have one that is related to the revenue, as the league grows, players get more money. And you know what? We see that in all other male dominated sports. So, but what's your thoughts on that? Where they should get part of their salary should increase in reflective to the revenue as it grows.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I truly believe it. Like I said, because the WNBA is popular, man. It's getting popular, and people can
Mm-hmm.
say like, "Yeah, man, they don't do as much as the men league." But hey, the players that's coming through the WNBA right now, they generating buzz. You know what I'm saying? The Caitlin Clarks, the Angel Reese,
Mm-hmm.
um, even the ones like this year, the rookie class this year, it's the Paige Beckers and all, the different players. Juju Watkins soon is going to be coming. Az Fudd, what's their
Mm-hmm.
Betts.
Mm-hmm.
I keep forgetting the girl from South Carolina, Latson or whatever, from
Mm-hmm.
Florida State. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm
Yeah, I
saying? I
know you're
keep
talking
forgetting
about.
her name. You know what I'm saying? They coming up, man. They coming up full of Wally. All these kids will soon be coming up and stuff like that. So the league is getting more and more popular. And like I said, the games are good. And like I said, the thing about it, the games are getting better and more competitive. That's the whole thing. They're more
Mm-hmm.
competitive. It's not like you back in the day, we look at a women's game, like, oh man, it's only the women's playing. It's like, yo, they ain't doing nothing. You got girls, you got females out here balling like dudes. Like I said, you can look at
Mm-hmm.
Dallas, you can look at Arika, the way she do her game. You be like, oh my God, bro. She like if
Mm-hmm.
she could step back and take a dude right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, these girls ain't playing, man. They got next, like they said, man. So
Mm-hmm.
everything is good. And then of course you got Asia Wilson, man. Aisha Wilson, Nafisa Collier. I mean, the studs, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like that is just balling, man. It's great for the league. Like I said, I tune into the game. Like I said, it ain't like, I mean, if I ain't watching NBA, I watch the women's game because, like I said, the women's game is more, how can I say it? It's more
Fundamentally sound.
fundamentally sound. That's what I was looking for. Fundamentally sound, like I said, man, things like
Mm-hmm.
that and all that, man. Which is that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want. So I'm good with it and stuff like that. But I agree because they are getting popular. So I mean, the NBA is big, is the big brother. But like I said, the little sister should get a little something too. Plus with the TV deals and stuff like that, and they are a
Mm-hmm.
parent company of the NBA, like we talked about earlier and stuff like that. And there's no reason why you've been around for almost 30 years and you got new leagues coming in making way more than you. You know what I'm saying? So something has to
Exactly.
give. Something has to give. And this is
Exactly.
competition now. This is competition now. If the other leagues wasn't there, they would just be stuck with what they got. But the other league is here now. And hey, it's putting light in the fire on the WNBA, and I love it.
Mitch, what's up, bro? Thanks for being here.
Man.
Mosley, yeah, that it is a huge increase from what they have been getting, but is it fair? Especially with the way the money is flowing. So, and yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
Iowa State girl, for a big woman, she
Yeah,
can
I
play.
heard. Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and you're right. A lot of them are fine, man. A lot of them are fine. Yeah,
Yeah. We seen them doing their modeling things. We seen them doing their
mhm.
modeling things.
Exactly. So, but no, seriously, the money should be reflective. I mean, that's just the bottom line. I mean, look, you can sit here and say, well, you can make, go from 200,000 to, let's say, 250 up to, you're making 3 times what you were making before. But if the league as a whole is making 10 times more, that's not fair to the ladies. That's just not fair. And most male dominated sports, the players, even if they don't get the full share or get more than the ownership or the league, they're getting close to that. I believe most leagues, male leagues, are getting 40 to maybe 48% of the revenue that's coming in. So the women should be equal to that. So it's only fair that they end up making the same amount of monies. And I understand. Hey, look, I'm not mad at the women. They're not impressed by that offer. I've been in the union. I've worked for a union. Yeah, we fight for what's right. And we it's not always just money. You look for the proper benefits that go along with it. Child care. Things of that nature. Because look, in Unrivaled, you go to the stadium, they have daycare right there. You bring your children, your children are going to be taken care of, especially young children. And when the game is done, you can go scoop them up and, be on your way. So, things of that nature, maternity time, getting the time off, to recover from childcare, all of those things, that should be inclusive in your negotiations. And the league needs to understand that, and you said it earlier. Engelbert has a lot of pressure on her, man. She has a lot of
And you
pressure.
gotta look at and to just piggyback off what you said, man. As female, this is not a man's league. This is a female league. Like you said, maternity leave, and then for women, that time of the month. I mean, these players are playing with that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, bro. I'm like, we forget about things like that. We just think like they're athletes, but they're women too. They're women. They're not like so we got to think about all that stuff. That's what I'm saying. When you see certain things happen in the game, I just like let some things go because I like, mood swings, this and that. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? So these players are putting it out there, even though, like I said, and they could be going through some pain, some stuff, but they still out there doing their thing because guess what? This is their livelihood. It ain't like they're getting paid like mega millions of dollars where they could I can just take off and do this and stuff like that. They getting paid. I ain't gonna say scraps, but they getting paid. They ain't getting paid like the way they should and stuff like this. Like, and the game is getting popular, man. And people can say like, oh man, it's not just like the women's game. It's getting popular. Plus, they getting what you call them? They got league pass. They got a league pass to get more revenues.
Exactly. So make sure everybody that's tuned in, no matter where you are, make sure you put your comments in the chat. Let us know what you think about, the CBA negotiation. Is the league's offer fair, or are the players, overreacting and should just sign because they're being offered 3 times, what they've been getting, or do you think the players are right by saying they should get, whatever the percentage is negotiated by whatever revenue because they are the product? So are they being, are they right in their not being impressed by the league's offer? So but the next question is, where does this leave the league? Right now, the end of the month is coming up. Now, is it possible they could extend it? Yeah, but if they're that far apart, and I think it's a wide range, do you think that they possibly could, in a sense, strike right now?
Yeah, I mean they possibly could, but I don't think that'd be in the best interest. I don't think that'd be the best interest of the league. So I think they would try to
Mm-hmm.
hurry to come to a resolution. And the most important thing about this whole contract is the length of the contract. Because if it's a 5-year deal or a 10-year deal, see if it's a 5-year deal, you come back and renegotiate. But if it's a
Mm-hmm.
10-year deal, you don't want to be locked into something where you locked in and then you still getting underpaid after 10 years and the league is making way more revenue. You see what I'm saying? So it's all these
Mm-hmm.
negotiation things about where does think this sport can go. And then with these other league coming in, it's going to enhance it even more. Even though I know sometimes it might look like it's a detriment, but it could enhance it even more where people are like, oh man, we seen them like all year round, these women, you know what I'm saying? They balling. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
And just the popularity just keep growing and stuff like that. And it could bring more women to the game because there are more women than men. Let's face it, in this world, and it's like it should bring these stadiums should be filled with women. These are women.
Mm-hmm.
These they should be filled with women, and it can happen because as women flood these churches, they can flood these games too. You know what I'm saying, and drive up the
Mm-hmm.
revenue even more. So hey, this could be a rallying cry. You know what I'm saying? This right here, that's what I'm saying. This is important. WNBA labor contract agreement right now, like I said, and the league, Engelbert, she is under a lot of pressure, and I hope she comes to and do what's right. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what?
Mm-hmm.
If she doesn't, this is going to explode in her face. And if this goes to a strike, she's out of there. She is out of there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm with you. I'm totally with you. I don't. I'm hoping. Let me just say that I'm hoping they don't strike. I do have
Mm-hmm.
my reservations. I am concerned, because we're coming to the end of the month. We don't know what's happening. Does that mean automatically it's a lockout or a strike, or can they extend? So, and I haven't heard anything. So, but I'm going to stay tuned in. Of course, and hopefully, if they don't get it done by the end of the month, they say, well, we're going to extend it a little bit longer, blah, blah, blah. Especially you got the holidays coming up, man. I can't expect them unless they get it done tonight or tomorrow. You got the holidays, Thanksgiving, and then next week is the beginning of December. So,
Yeah, you want to get done way before Christmas. So way
yes,
before Christmas, you want to get it
yes,
done.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. So, but that's where we're going to leave it right now. We're going to move on to the next subject, and it's dealing with our Liberty. Our New York Liberty finally have hired a head coach, former Golden State assistant coach as the new head coach, Chris DeMarco. He's been there with the with the Warriors, I think since 2012. So he was there during their championship run. He's been in player development. He was their lead assistant. This year, I believe he was in charge of their defense. He was like their defensive coach. So,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, and it's a two-part question, what's your thoughts on DeMarco? And do you feel it's the right hire for New York?
Yeah, that's what I say. I mean, well, with me and Coach, like I said, and I know, I mean, I'm gonna speak for you, but I'm just saying, I didn't see this coming at all. I
Mm-hmm.
never even thought this was coming out left field. I just kept thinking about names that was in the WNBA and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that with females and stuff like that. But I didn't see this coming at all. So when they did happen, I was like, oh, wow. But sometimes, hey, if you're gonna go somewhere else, you might as well go to a tree. We were talking about a tree that wins
Mm-hmm.
championship, like a team that wins championships of the Warriors. Not a bad situation. Same thing like the Spurs tree. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I could get somebody from the Warriors. I mean, this guy been around championship material. He's been around Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Draymond
Mm-hmm.
Green. He's been around Steve Kerr all that winning tradition. So he'll bring that to the Liberties. So now you can see the Liberties will probably most likely be an up-tempo team because that's what they played in Golden State and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm excited to see what he has to offer, his coaching thing. And like I said, as an assistant coach of the Warriors and stuff like that, I mean, that pedigree he comes with, the experience is like, it's great, man. And I know he's a first-time head coach, for the Liberty as well as, anybody, you know what I'm saying,
Oh,
WNBA
I
or
forgot.
NBA.
He's also the head coach of the women's team in
The
no, the
US,
men's team in Bahamas.
the Bahamas, okay.
Yeah. So he
Yeah,
has the international experience. So he has
international
been a
experience.
head coach. So but it's just not at the highest pinnacle or even at the WNBA. So but he
Right.
has been a head coach. So he has that experience. So
Okay. And then as far as is he the right hire for New York? Oh yeah, only time will tell. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Only time will
hmm
tell. But like I said, they couldn't have gone wrong with a hiring like this. We want a teaspoon or somebody else like that. But
hmm
hey, at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. We'll see how he gels and stuff like that with the ladies and stuff. Like I said, there's been other men head coaches like Bill
Mm-hmm.
Laimbeer, the other coaches, they were successful. So we'll see what he brings and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see what he brings and what he has to offer and stuff like that. Because like I said, it took me by surprise, but hey, I'm not mad at this hire. Like I said, he comes from that pedigree. Hey, I'm all for it, man. Like I said, he brings that winning attitude and winning tradition. Man, hey, let's get back to Liberty. Let's get back to winning this WNBA championship and stuff like that. Get this team right, getting the right players in here and stuff like that, the right scheme and right system and stuff like that. That's what I'm more excited about. So I welcome with open arms, man. I'll just see what he has to offer and stuff like that, man. So I'm cool with it.
I just want to ask this question. KB8 Killer, you said a WNBA is a dumpster fire. Are you referring to the contract situation? Or are you talking about the league as a whole? I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. So I just need clarification because that's very vague. It could go any which way. So I don't know if you're talking about the issue with the contract negotiations or the league, because just clarify, put it in the chat, so we'll go ahead and take it further. So now, in my opinion, I'm with you. It is a wait and see, but I do like it. One of the things that I read is Sabrina Ionescu contacted Steph, and she asked point blank about him, and Steph gave him a glowing endorsement. So Steph was basically, he alluded to the fact that they wouldn't have been able to be developed to the players that they are because he contributed to that, and he has a great mind intellectually in terms of basketball. So he does bring that to the table, and like you said, the up-tempo play, but also the defense. And one of the things he appreciated is the talent. If they can bring it back, the talent that is here for the Liberty. So because one of the things that they talked about is Breanna Stewart, in a sense, even though her offensive skill is far exceeds him, but defensively, with her versatility, she's a Draymond Green. And I thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that is true. Because Draymond, say what you want about him, but he can guard multiple positions, and so can Stewie. Now, the 3-point shooting with Sabrina. He had Clay and he had Steph. That's very similar. Now the one thing that they didn't have when Golden State is a true low post player. So, that's something new, with Jonquel. So, but when you think about it, and then, look, we can add in all the other players that are there, Phoebish, if Tasha comes back, there's talent there that, he can work with. And if you get him in the right system, the spacing, he runs that right system, the spacing that you see with Golden State, man,
right.
That fits right into the what the Liberty has. So I'm very intrigued. I was like you. I'm like, teaspoon, yeah. You talked about Lindsey Harden. I even talked about Dawn Staley.
Right.
So, but I'm not upset with this. I'm glad it's over with. And we can move on, and we could focus now. Once we get past this labor situation, on the team construction, and trying to see because we're not going to know until they play, but we're going to speculate on how they're going to play, and I'm excited about that. I'm really intrigued, especially because I'm sitting there, I'm thinking Phoebish, even Sabley and Naira, how is she going to fit into what he does? Are we bringing Johannes back? With her with 3-point shooting. So I'm intrigued. I'm really intrigued. So, but
we have to wait until call it, man, to see these players be unprotected, man. That's the only thing with the draft. And
I know with
who's gonna be here.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what happens as we go along with that. So, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move on to the next topic, and they just had their draft lottery this weekend. Congratulations to Dallas Wings for winning the lottery. So They were the big winner. So we're gonna break it down into, first, who do you think were the winners and the losers of the draft lottery?
Yeah, like I said, I was surprised that Dallas won. I thought it was gonna be one of probably the expansion teams,
Mhm.
or I would love to see the Sky win it. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see the Sky win the lottery and stuff like that. I think because I think the Sky really do need they need a point guard. They need an electric point guard, man. you know.
Well, let me see. I think here we
'Cause
go. Dallas wins for second round. Dallas with Paige Beckers. The lottery odds were based on the records for the past 2 regular seasons for 5 teams that didn't make the playoffs. Now there's 2 trades: Minnesota and Seattle. Ironically, Minnesota ended up
Wow.
number
Yeah, I
2
remember
and
that. I
Seattle.
remember that.
So, and let me see. I think they have. Do they have the breakdown? No, they didn't have the breakdown. Oh, here it is. It's down at the bottom. I thought I had it.
It's right there. Go back right there, right around there.
Yeah, here it is. The Lynx had the second best. They got the number 2 pick, and they'll select second. The Storm are third. Washington is fourth, and Chicago is fifth. So
Chicago always get like 5 though. I don't know what it is, but you said the Lynx at number 2. Oh my God. Another type of championship team land at number 2. How ironic is that? But sometimes with the teams like that, they end up trading that pick and to get an impact player from some team and give them that second pick.
You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. If I'm Minnesota, I don't. Because right now, because we're going to talk about who we think is the number 1, but right now there's arguments between Fudd, Betts, and one international player. And could you imagine Betts on that Minnesota team? Whew.
Yeah, but what about Minnesota trading number 2 to Dallas to get Arica? I mean, Arica's ready for that championship. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that's what they do. That's what they do. They go for them vets. They got that. They go for them vets and be like, hey, they give up that second pick. They trying to win that championship like now. But not to say that Best won't help them win that championship, or even Chicago, man. They could just try to do something with the number 5 pick. Trade it. If Dallas wants to, hey, give me Arica. I'll take her. You know what I'm saying? You got to get some studs on your team. You got to get some more stars on your team.
Yeah. Minnesota with Arica. The only thing is what you're going to do with what's your other veteran backup guard? I mean, their back 2 guard behind Loyd.
Who talking about? Is it not Kayla McBride? What's it?
Yeah, McBride. McBride is their 2 guard. I mean, you could move McBride to the wing. I guess you could.
As long as they get more firepower, they don't care, man. They could they'll have to. And hey, I could be that'd be surprised, but I have seen that happen a lot though. Like they did, like those championship teams, they trade that pick out. They trade it out against some vet. You know what I'm saying? A vet that can help them immediately because they want more firepower for going up against the aces.
They even got what we were going to talk about in there. So because we're covering everything. So yeah, right here. What I was talking about. Right here. You got Fudd projected number 1. You got the girl from Spain. That's who I was looking at. Our fam. Could be number 2. Olivia Miles. Lawrence Betts, Flage Johnson. I mean, there's talent coming out. There is talent coming out. So, and then the wings right now, they could. I mean, you got Beckert, Seager, Diamond Miller, Isaiah James, JJ. I mean, geez. Don't forget, Arica is still there. I know Arica's a free agent.
Hey, I'm gonna ask you this thing. What if the Sky at number 5 pick Flores to go with Angel Reese? That'll be crazy, right?
They have chemistry right off the bat. Yes.
He said that'll be crazy, bro. I don't even know, man. I don't even know what to expect, man. You just never know what to expect, man.
Exactly, man. I mean, there's a load of talent coming in, so I mean, realistically, I don't think not having number 1 overall is that bad. There's not a big gap. Let me just put it like that. Now if whatchamacallit, Juju was in this draft, then we have a different argument. I'm sorry, Juju is just far and away.
I already know what Dallas going to do with number
Yeah,
one pick anyway.
We both made that. We already know.
Because you have to have Paige. Gotta be happy.
Yeah,
So
Paige
we already know where.
and Fudd, yes, played at UConn. Their relationship. We understand.
AZ Fudd, so AZ Fudd will be the number one pick.
Yeah, and you know what? She would fit in there. And like I said, you still have young talent there, new coaching system, so it will help them develop and grow. So, and then with the plethora of talent in the top, I mean, it just helps. I mean, Minnesota and Seattle, it's like, oh my gosh.
Man, that's what I'm saying, bro. It's like the rich get richer, but hey, those are trades they made. Those are trades they made before, and then look where they end up, man. Look. See, the difference of the WNBA and the NBA is like the WNBA, when they make trades, they have to give those pickup, like those first round pick, you know what I'm saying? The NBA, they could just keep prolonging it. You see, they could keep prolonging it. You know what I'm saying? Top 5 protected, top this protected. These ones are not protected, so the pick has to defer. It has to go. With the NBA, they just be like, yo, it's like if it's not conveyed, then it turns into a second round pick. Now the WNBA don't work like that.
Exactly. What's up, Bruce? Thanks for tapping in, brother. Really appreciate you, man. So hope you preparing for a great holiday, and everyone. I hope you guys are preparing for a great holiday. Enjoy. Nothing better. This is my favorite holiday. I ain't gonna lie. I get to eat. Thanksgiving, get to eat.
Yeah, this was my favorite because for Thanksgiving falls on my birthday this year, man.
Oh, all right. Oh, happy birthday! Everybody, make sure y'all put that in there. Happy birthday, Cave, to the Man-Cave, man. Definitely. So
Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, man. It's like usually don't fall on it. It falls on it every so often, but when they do, it's just like on the actual holiday, man. So it'll be a great holiday.
Yeah, hey, I understand, bro. I understand. So I hope you have a great one and get to enjoy the food. So that's the one thing: food and family and football,
of course.
So
right.
We forgot Portland and Toronto. They're going to do a coin flip, so they're picking 6th and 7th. That was just automatically set like that. And then you have Golden State, Washington again, Indiana. Washington has 3. Connecticut, Atlanta, Seattle has 2, and Connecticut has another one. So, there you have it. That'll be the draft. We know our Liberty don't pick until the 3rd round. That's the only thing that we have this year. So that's why it's even important they bring these players back. So. You're welcome, Bruce, man. I just appreciate it. It's been my nature going back to the early 1980s. So, bro, that's just who I am. So that's why I'm Coach Ed, and right. Guys that I coached back in the 80s still, when I see them or they talk to me, what's up, Coach? So that's who I am, and I love it and I appreciate it. Even my kids.
That's
sometimes.
Just you, right? That's just
my
you.
kids have called me Coach sometimes. What's up, Coach? How you doing? So my father calls me Coach. So it's like, but I appreciate it and thank you, for the respect, Bruce, and to everyone. So, but closing out, that subject of the draft lottery, the winners. Do you think there was a loser in the draft lottery? We talked about the winners.
Like I said the only thing, I think the Chicago should have got like the number 1 pick, or even some of the expansion teams should have been up there in the thing. I think those expansion teams.
They don't do the expansions. They always
I know.
Because it's easy to throw them in there, and I get it. So, you could say Connecticut is a loser because they're picking 12 and 15. So they're picking on the back end, and they had one of the worst records in the W this year.
Yeah, but but the reason why, that's because they traded some of their picks. That's their problem.
I know.
What I'm saying? Because in some drafts, some teams get 2 top 4 picks or 2 5, and then that's what happens. And then when them picks they trade, that's what it conveys to.
Yeah, Bruce. We both think that she's going to be the number 1. I mean, first of all, Paige Becker, former teammate. They also have a relationship. It makes sense. It really does. I will say this. if they pick Betts, it would not surprise me because the pick
Size,
and
yeah.
roll. Yeah, so
Hmm.
I get it, but again, it's also about the system that coach runs. I do think he's more of a space type of a coach. So, I mean, hey, there's talent. I haven't seen this girl from Spain. I just heard
Mm.
reports that she's very well refined. She's a wing, if I'm not mistaken. I think.
Oh, what's the name?
Yeah,
Awa
yeah,
Song.
Awa. What is it? Awa Fam.
Awa
Um,
fam.
let me see if I can get a little scout report on her, real quick. 'Cause if I remember, somebody said she's very similar to Mwanga from last year.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, because she's 6'6". Um, yeah, she played in Spain. She played on the national team.
I mean,
Uh,
6'6". That's good size for some team. Need some size, man.
yeah, so she's 19 years old, very similar to Mwanga. So
Talking
I'm
about
trying.
the rookie on the Storm, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Against France, she had 8 points, 12 rebounds. They won the silver medal during the Women's European Championship. So I'm trying to get more. They got here's an article. One team that would be perfect for her development, and it's not Dallas. They say the Lynx. They're saying the Lynx.
The Lynx. Well,
Mm,
hey, shit,
mm,
they got the second pick, so shit, that's what
yeah,
you.
yeah. So, but yeah, Bruce. Yeah, I think Fudd is going to end. Cave and I both think Fudd is going to be on Dallas. It makes a whole lot of sense. It really does. So,
Hmm.
but there you have it. That's the winners, the losers. Who's the favorite? We both think Aziz Fudd. Um, so and we'll see. Let's get this contract together so we could take it
Hmm.
from there. So you're welcome, Bruce. You're welcome, brother.
Yeah,
So
man.
we can go from there. So but um moving on, Cave and I talked about competition a little bit earlier. And right now there's the Project B. I'll give you a breakdown of what Project B will be. Um, Last week I saw that Jewell, Loyd, and Jonquel Jones signed, and then today I just saw two other players from the W, and then I read an article right before we came on about three international players who play in the W. So they're growing out there. So, but again, you have Jonquel Jones and Jewell Loyd. You also have who else was it? What Sophia
Sophie.
Cunningham
Mm.
and Kelsey Mitchell. That's who it was. I was looking for. So
Okay.
um,
Hmm.
here it is. I got Kelsey right here, so we can sit here. I mean, I just got it from Instagram about Kelsey. Here she goes. She signed on for Project B. It's the next evolution in women's basketball. She says, I'm honored to be part of the global movement and excited to compete on a stage built for the future of the game. So, that's interesting and exciting. Now there's an
Yeah,
article.
we
Here
talked
it
about
is.
like like what time the season gonna start and where they're gonna be playing in Europe, other countries.
hmm Now, here it is. So already you have NECA, I mess her
Mm.
name up every time.
Uh,
Omawue, Alyssa Thomas,
Agumake.
Omugumake, thank you. Jewell Loyd, Jonquel Jones. Now you have Sophia, who have already signed. And you also have um, Carmelo Cardosa, Janelle Sulan, and China's Li Meng, who've also signed on. So
Hmm.
um, now, one of the things as far as the league, um, where is it? Just had it. It's an investment to what's possible. Jewell said. And here it is. It's a league. It's going to include 6 teams, 11 on the roster to play a 5-on-5. They're going to host 7 2-week tournaments in locations throughout Europe, Asia, and Latin America. They will have men's and women's league, but the women's league will play sooner. It's planning to begin in November 26 and conclude in April of 2027. So it is going to be in competition with the Unrivaled. So that's one thing. So
wow, that's gonna be that's like an NBA season, man.
Mm-hmm.
So that means like right after you come from there, then the WNBA starts like in
exactly.
Wow.
So women who play in Project B have an equity stake in the league in addition to their salary. Think about that. They basically are, in a sense, it's like they're getting stock. They're getting part of the stock. So and they promise to pay more than the WNBA, and players in the league will reach 7 figures and start at $2 million annually. Think about that. That's why we talked about the WNBA.
$1 million.
WNBA. That's why these players are saying they're not impressed by the league's offer.
And they get a stake. $2 million. You get a stake.
Exactly. So, Coach Ed, can I ask a question about NBA Cup now, or should I wait until later on a different point? I mean, I'll answer that. Cave and I will tap into that once we're done with this. All right. Okay. So I got you, Bruce. We don't have a problem answering that. That's fine. So, but as far as that $2 million and equity
can't
stake,
beat that. You can't beat that, bro.
Exactly. So
you'll be a fool not to get on sign on with that, bro.
That's why I understand why Jewell, Jonquel, and Joe. I understand why Sophie, Camilla, $2 million and equity stake. And if the league continues to grow, and think about it, you get equity stake. There's a men's and a women's league. So I am curious: isn't
Juju on that too? Is some college place sound with that? I know Juju's on one of them. She's on one. Is it on? It's one of them. I think Juju is on. I've seen the thing, but I have to think about it.
Let me hold a minute. Let's see. I'm looking it up. I'm looking her up. Let's see. What is
she join? One of them. I don't know if it's Unrivaled. I don't know if it's
college career, sophomore. I don't see anything here. Endorsements. AT&T. Yeah, I don't see anything. Well, I'm just doing wiki first, so I can't tell you.
She joined Unrivaled. Has joined both Unrivaled as an investor and not in it.
Oh, okay. So she's Unrivaled. So all right.
She's an investor. In Unrivaled.
That's more towards ownership as opposed to getting stock. So I mean, stock does say in a sense ownership, but it's all on a smaller end. Those of us who've ever worked in a corporation and you get stock options, same thing. But here, as an investor, that's on a higher spectrum because now you invest something, so you are expecting a higher return on your investment. So
yep.
But here with Project B, still the thought of that. That's why with the W that the players want, what they're getting similar to the NBA. And you said it. You shout out to you, Cave. Commissioner Engelbert is on the hot seat.
I'm gonna say one more thing too, bro, and I'm gonna be like this, bro. If that Project B plays like an NBA season, I ain't gonna say I can see players leaving the WNBA, but you only could play in that one league. Yeah, that's all you need, $2 million and and you could just chill for like 3-4 months and then come back because that's a full season, bro.
Exactly. And it's November to April, so there you have it. So yeah, you're right. It's just like the NBA, and there you have it, and you're getting you're getting good money, not decent. You're getting good money.
Right.
It's not elite money, but it's still good money. So and I will say this. Usually in those international arenas, they're always, for the most part, on the higher end. When you got good name play, they're packed. They're packed. So,
Right.
that's why, WNBA better get on their whatchamacallit. Now, if you give them the revenue that they're looking for, even if it's at 1.1, then I think it's, you'll win out. You will win because you're getting the money. But look, you said it before. Engelbert's on the hot seat. You got these TV deals. The TVs are not investing this money, and then you're going to lose out on top talent. Because that's what you're going to be looking at. So but I also like the competition between the Unrivaled and the Project B.
And you got to look at it too. It's like if all these things, if all three of these leagues are operating, you can't play in all three. It's
Oh, no,
just
no,
like
no,
it's
no,
like
yeah.
it's like no, it's like you're taking on three jobs and all that type of stuff. And it's like everybody knows I need one job that could pay me a lot compared to the other two. But if these other two pay me scraps, then I got to play in probably all two or three of them to make ends meet. But if you just one that's just gonna pay your whole life, like man, I'm chilling.
Well, I will say this: the Unrivaled and Project B are pretty much playing at the same time. Because remember, Unrivaled starts in January, so
Right, and that right, just like you said, if
you
right, if
can't play in
Project B's
both. Yeah,
no,
you
no,
got
no.
to pick one.
What I'm saying is you're gonna play. I mean, you could just play it on Project B, and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Or
yeah, yeah,
in
yeah,
WNBA
yeah.
too, because like I said, you make it so much money. Just like I don't want to just tire my body out just playing all year round, close to the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that. So, it's gonna be interesting. So, um, you guys tap into the chat. Let us know what you think about these new leagues, man. This Project B coming out now. What do you think is going to happen? So, last thing before we get to Bruce's question, what players are you interested in seeing their game grow? It doesn't matter if it's in the WNBA, the Unrivaled, or college. But Cave, what players are you interested in seeing their game grow?
I think the player that I'm interested in is like it's in college is Malaysia Fulawali. I'm
Mm-hmm.
interested in seeing her game grows because I think she's a dynamite player, and I know the things that at South Carolina, she felt she was held back a little bit coming off the bench, things like that. But I guess sometimes you gotta rein some players in. Sometimes, like I said, that's why this year I'm really looking at LSU. I want to watch some of their games to see how she plays this year. You know what I'm saying? If she's gonna be given the keys, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
fully unleash and stuff like that. Because like I said, I think she's a tremendous young player and stuff like that. So I just want to see her game grow and stuff like that. Malaysia. So I'm be taking a look at Malaysia for Wally and stuff like that. Of course, Juju's taking a year also. Which
Mm-hmm.
is a smart thing for Juju. Rehab and all stuff, and then don't put too much pressure on herself to come back. And then when she really come back, she's gonna be working on that game. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say she's like the Carmelo Anthony of the, of women's game or something like that. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to see that jumper and all that stuff, and then her game and stuff like that. But yeah, for me it'd be Malaysia and stuff like that, and also, in the WNBA, also for the WNBA, I really want to see Angel Reese, her game grow. I really want to see her game grow. I mean, I know she was shooting a little bit and stuff like that. I just want to see more of that and stuff like that. We already know the rebounding. She ain't hands down. You know what I'm saying? She got that. So I just want to see her game grows as far as that with the shooting. Because if she gets that shot down pat, boy, she gonna be
Mm-hmm.
double trouble, boy. She gonna be
Mm-hmm.
double
Mm-hmm.
trouble, man,
Mm-hmm.
because she has that confidence about her, man. You can't teach that, man. The confidence in her game, you can't teach that.
No, you're right. And those are some good ones. For me, I'm just always going to stick with my girl, Diamond Miller.
Yes.
Being down there in Dallas. I mean, I know I've seen her since she was in the 7th grade. I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, when I was teaching in Franklin Township, I watched this girl and I said she was destined to be in the WNBA. She
Mm-hmm.
has all the tools. She really does. Now, I do think, Minnesota took a little bit of her confidence away, especially the injury part, and then coming
Mm-hmm.
back and having to fight. But now she's in Dallas. It's fresh.
Mm-hmm.
The girl can handle, she can rebound, she can play defense, she can shoot, she can take it to the hole, she can play the game of basketball. Her father taught her very well on how to play the game. And I just want to see her get her confidence back, that elite confidence where I'm telling you, I've seen her in high school where she would tell her teammates, get out of the way, and she would close out a game. So, and she would just
Mm-hmm.
literally dominate. So, I'm saying she has that ability, and I want to see her get back to that point. And hopefully Dallas will help, re-energize her, and the rest of the league will see what I know she has. So, that's who I want to see, grow her game. So,
So let
but
me say this, Coach.
yeah,
So this don't has anything to do with no Jersey bias, don't it?
yeah, huh? No, it's not Jersey bias. Well,
No,
it's a
I
small
know, I
touch.
know,
No, no, no.
I know,
It's a
man. I
small
know,
touch because I know her and I've seen her.
I know, man. I know.
So it is. It is. If you want to say it is Jersey bias in a sense, yes, it is. It's to a degree, but that's because I believe in her talent. That's the
I know.
reason.
The one thing about her I know is like, yo, she has a motor, man. When I used to watch at
Mm-hmm.
Maryland, I was like, oh my God, this girl can't stop. I mean, Diamond Miller, like she got a
Mm-hmm.
motor. Everybody knows she has a motor, man. And you can't teach that motor. You can't teach a motor.
Mm-mm. Exactly. So, we're gonna go ahead and um, you want to ask a question about the cup. So go ahead, Bruce. Ask your question about the NBA Cup now. So, so you waited patiently. So, I'll be more than happy. Me and Cave will be more than happy to answer your
Mm-hmm.
questions. So, but, um, man, I'm just really waiting to see what's up with this labor, man. I can't
I
lie to
can't
you.
wait either, man.
It's
I
just
can't wait either, man. I'm
like,
just like, man. Let me tell you something. Like I said, man, if these other leagues never popped up, they won't. It's like they won't really have a leg. You know what I'm saying? Too much of a leg. You
mm-hmm,
know what I'm saying? They'll have some leg, but they won't have as much. But now with these, with what you're seeing in these other leagues, is like, hey, man, listen, look what they doing, man. You know what I'm saying? I can
mm-hmm,
get this. I can get that, man. Okay, that
mm-hmm.
make our floors look good as they distract me from the game. Can you say what you think? You talking
Mm-hmm.
about how the floor looks, how the court looks when they playing those games.
Oh, how many? I
Yeah.
don't feel the NBA floors look good as these try. Can you say what you think? Um, some of the floors are fine. I mean, some are aesthetically pleasing, and then there are some that I will admit there are some that are just like, oh gosh, man, what are we watching here? It's kind of like, in a sense, you know what? There's some fields like in college football where you have some fields that are blue and some are red. And I've seen one that was the field was gray, and it's like, uh, yes. Am I old school and I'm used to certain types of floors? Yeah, basketball, we're used to that. That sandwood type of a flooring. And I get it, but there are some that are they're cool, they draw interest, and they're trying to market to a younger generation and keep them interested in the game, and sometimes people just like certain things that look good. Overall they're all right. They don't do anything for me per se. If you ask me, out of 30 teams, I would probably say maybe there's five that I might see at a time that I like. The rest are like, they're mid, and then there's a few that are like, nah, man, it's not doing it. It's not doing it. So, I mean, you feel the same way, Kay? I mean, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. It's like it's some of it distraction, but like I said, hey, the games tonight are all cup games tonight. I think they're cup
Oh,
games tonight. They're usually on Fridays, but I think tonight is like some cup games. So
okay.
you'll be seen on the court today. So I think it looks nice though. You know what I'm saying? Look, it depends on like what the team is, the colors and stuff like that. It
Mm-hmm,
goes with
mm-hmm,
it. But then the other ones, like you said, yeah, it is sometimes could be a distraction. But for the most part, I mean, I like it though. So I mean, it has to stand out so that way you know what's they
mm-hmm,
advertising.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
when you see it on the floor like that, you already know it's a cup game. It's not like
Cup game.
some little small little insignia somewhere or something like that. So and you look at it, like, oh man, there's a cup game. And what is a cup game? You already know what that means. Points, points, points. Because that's what the cups
Mm-hmm,
is about. The cup
mm-hmm,
is about points. It's about how many points you can beat somebody, how many points you score, because that's how you advance. And if you win, that's the whole thing about it. You know what I'm saying? So, and the
mm-hmm.
best thing about it is the winning team. Everybody gets 500K all 15, 12 players, whatever is on the bench. So that's a great thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why the players do it. That's why the players do it. 'Cause they want to help out their teammates who don't really play too much and stuff like that, because every money helps, man, them guys. And, you know, so it's a great thing, man. So I kind of like it because, like I said, you can see the players really going all out, you know, because they really want to win it for these players.
Exactly. I mean, it's just like the Commissioner Cup with the W. I mean, you know, they do the same exact thing, you know, not the money at that level, but, you know, they play hard. And just like you said, you know, one, it's a championship. No matter, look, people can say what you want. Oh, it's a fake championship. You win a tournament and are named champion, you are a champion, period. You play to win. Hermore Edwards said it. That's the greatest line. You play to win the game. And I don't care if it's a championship cup, a commissioner's cup. If that's what the rules say and you win it, you are a champion. And you know what? Step up to it and own it and embrace it and have a good time with it. Because I'm not mad at you. Because I can tell you as a coach, if I'm competing and I can compete for some type of a championship cup, you think I'm not going to? I'm not going to say, oh, that's less than the league. Nah, I want to win that one, and I want to win the league championship. So then I can hold it and have real bragging rights and, you know, talk trash to everyone else. Look, I did it. I got that championship, and I got this championship. Y'all can't say jack to me. So, but yeah, you know, and as far as the courts, man, I mean, you know, it is what it is. You know, there's some that I'm just like, you know, there's some, you know, and yes, I'm biased to the Knicks. So yeah, I always like the Knicks floor. I'm not gonna lie, the Knicks and the Liberties, I will always like their courts. So, you know, that's just me. That's just the way I am. I support my team. I'm loyal to them. So, you know, but you know, that's it. I mean, great question, Bruce. Really appreciate your comment and your contribution. So, but you got anything else before we get ready to get out of here, bro?
No, not really, man. Like I said, man, we hit everything today as far as the, you know, WNBA. Like I said, man, and got some real good things going on, man.
Exactly. So, Coach, that's
no, you ain't interrupt us, man. You ain't interrupt us, bro.
No, man. So, I mean, to be honest with you,
it's basketball.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the Liberty hiring their head coach, really, we wouldn't be here today. So, and that's why I covered everything first. I wanted to give you enough time to ask your question and we can answer it and not be rushed, you know, getting out of here. So we appreciate you and you help the show. I mean, we family. That's how we look at it. So
thank you for your question, bro. Ask anytime, bro. You know, respectfully, like you do. Like I said, we'll be happy to answer it, man.
Yeah, exactly, Bruce. So, you know, appreciate you always. Appreciate everyone who's here, you know, tapped in. Make sure everybody has hit the like button. Doesn't matter if it's, hopefully it's for everyone, the Aboriginal, the hardcore, Man-Cave, Leaf, Coach Ed. You know, go to all our platforms, share it out, subscribe if you haven't already done so. We appreciate it. I mean, we'll always be here unless something happens. We're probably going to be back in another 2 weeks, you know, unless they, you know, next week we hear that they got a contract and we'll be back next week. So, thanks, man. Thanks,
or
Bruce.
Unless they implode. You know
exactly, something like that. So, you know, unless it's big news, but, you know, look for us in the next, you know, couple of weeks. You know, as we get ready to, you know, take care of everything. And everyone, happy Thanksgiving. If I'm not here next week, if my daughter's watching, Laura, happy birthday. Her birthday is December 2nd. That's my youngest daughter. So, you know, she's still my baby, even though she's an adult woman. So, love you, you know, and, you know, I mean, that's pretty much it. So everyone have a great holiday. Enjoy your time with your family, food, football, if you watch football, fellowship, whatever it is you celebrate, enjoy yourself, be safe, be thankful. And we are thankful for you, love you all, and we're about ready to
travels, man. Safe travels for everybody, man.
Definitely be safe out there. So until another one, hey, we out of here. Peace.
Peace.
Yo, welcome to the Man-Cave. drown they legends. WNBA News, we bout to ring the bell. Leave Diggy, coach, yeah, we got the scoop. On and off the court, watch the power move. From the hardwood glory to the locker room chats. We cover it all, ain't no need for no stats. Sipping on knowledge, pouring out the truth. Supporting the queens who brings the fire, that's the proof. Sit back, turn it up, let the stories unfold. Yeah, WNBA, we bring the heat, the future's bold. In the man cave where the legends collide. Leaf Diggy and Coach Ed got that East Coast pride. What? WNBA vibes, we breaking it down. From the game to the grind, let's wear that crown. Yeah. Stay tuned in, we keeping it real. The stories of strength and the heart that you feel. Dishing out knowledge like assists we aim. In the man cave where we elevating the game. So grab your seat, let the action ignite. Yeah, WNBA, we bring it to light. Keep it tight.